to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Lori.
Today we have a special guest. We are thrilled to have Trish Appello, an aspiring filmmaker hailing from Long Island, New York. She embarked on her independent filmmaking journey in her mid-50s, proving that it's never too late to pursue your passion. We're going to be talking to her today about her latest production, TheEffYou 50's. Join us as we dive into Trisha's remarkable journey and the world of independent filmmaking. Welcome, Trish.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, my
welcome.
Jersey girls.
Yeah,
Thank you for
very nice
having
to
me
meet
on.
you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. So I wanted to ask you, what made you decide to do this? Why in your 50s did you decide to become a filmmaker?
It really started when I was born, and I never pursued it. I was also going to go, when I graduated in 79, I was going to go and study acting, and I chickened out. And then in my mid-50s, I was lucky enough to volunteer for the Long Island International Film Expo. And there I found my peeps.
Found your tribe.
Yep, I found my tribe. And independent filmmaking is outside of the studio, so it's a lot of like GoFundMe, Spark, raising money for production. And I knew this is where I wanted to be. I would conduct the Q&As and I'd hear the filmmakers speak, and you could literally feel the blood, sweat, and tears that it took for them to bring their story from pen to the screen. And I then volunteered I was volunteering at the film festival. Then I would really lend my time on film sets. There's filming going on all the time, on large scale, small scale. Then I started doing background. I was doing background. I was on season 6 of Orange is the New Black, recurring background role. I was in Cell Block D, and I was in the trailer in the fight scene.
This
was
Orange is the New Black?
Orange is the New Black. Yeah, I had 10 episodes on that, and Billions I was on, Mrs. Maisel, the first episode. I started booking on my own. I booked a New Jersey lottery commercial. I'll have to send that to you, ladies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then I got an agent. It was like it was on a nice roll, but it's not an easy business. And then COVID came, and things have not really been the same. So when COVID happened, I decided to go back to school to UCLA Extension and study my independent film production certificate. And I literally walked graduation on the UCLA stage in June of 2023.
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Congratulations.
Yes.
God bless you. That's
Then maybe,
great.
no, it was June of 2024, maybe. All right. You know,
doesn't matter.
menopause brain. It's like
Yeah.
dates
The
and
days
nouns.
are long, but the years are fast.
Yeah,
It happened. That's all that matters. It
did.
happened.
That's right.
It happened.
So now I want to ask you, what prompted you to do that first initial thing where you volunteered?
What prompted me was, you know what? The kids were flown and grown. I was very involved in the community and the PTA and my son's like football boosters and my daughter's theater program. And then they went to college, and I was, like, what do I do now?
What do I do now?
It was the next chapter. I needed something from me.
Uh-huh.
And I stumbled upon a film office. Most counties have a film commission, as well as each state has a film commission. And I stumbled upon the Nassau County Film Commission, and I volunteered there. And from there, I then started volunteering at the film festival, which then they asked me to sit on the board, and I was the secretary for the Long Island Film and Television Foundation. 4 years. I split my time now with Florida and New York. After 4 years, we came down here. That was right before COVID also. So that's when a lot of my acting dried up a bit.
So down here, you're in Florida now?
I'm in Florida now.
Sarasota?
Sarasota.
Okay.
So you're a snowbird.
Party at Trisha's.
There
Come on
you go.
down. Come on down.
So you passed your love of the theater on to your daughter then?
Here's a funny story. She's she's been a theater kid again since she was born, and she was in a theater program. It's a co-curricular program in Calhoun High School in Merrick, New York. And she was going to pursue acting, and she decided that she was going to be a special ed teacher.
Wow.
Good for her.
That to me is everything. And
Absolutely.
so she wasn't pursuing it, so I did.
There you go.
And my agent at the time, her son was in the program with my daughter, and she said, "Wait, you don't want me to see the daughter? You want me to take a look at the mom?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's kind of funny, Mom. I think you should take a look at her." We wound up working together, and she was my agent for a bit. So that was fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that
great.
your kids were in this with you.
Okay, so I'm glad that you caught on to that. Yeah, that proud
Yes.
mama moment, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
And their support. Just
Yes. And there's an unsung hero, my husband.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask why he wasn't in it.
It's got to hold the camera, right?
That is true.
Stay in Florida with the two dogs. I literally, my director and my cinematographer flew in from LA, and I literally didn't have room for him at the house. I'm like, "Thank you so much for all your support, but you can't come.
But
You gotta stay behind and watch the dogs in Florida."
there
Yeah.
you go.
So, but we got to screen it, and he was the MC of the screening. It was a great screening for friends and family. So it
Nice.
really was a collaborative, which filmmaking is, but it was also a family collaborative effort.
Yeah. I love the support your kids show, just by being in it, participating in it, and embracing it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
thank
nice.
you. Yeah.
It's very nice.
But did you learn your lines? Did you learn your lines? Leave me alone. Stop texting me. I'll
Yeah.
get it. Don't worry. But they did. They got it.
Yeah.
How long
That's
did
great.
it take from beginning to end to actually film it? And
It was, you know
done.
what? It was June 23 when I walked. And it was July 2023 when I, on Facebook, said, "We are officially in pre-production on the EffYou, the first proof of concept episode." And then we screened it in November of 2024. So 16 months. And honestly, in the independent world, that's fast.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, that sounds fast. Like, I know nothing about it, but that sounds fast for all
It's-
that work.
It's a lot of work. It's 20 minutes. 16 months took 20 minutes.
Isn't that crazy?
20 minutes took 16 months.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
That's a lot. And now have you sent it out to networks?
I took off for December. Now it's January, and that is the plan of reaching out to networks, streamers, production companies. I have my team. I got to talk about my team because my team, women who are my marketing gal, Kimmy is, I'm going to say we're all over 50. I'm not going to say anybody's age, is over 50. The director, Tracy, over 50. The webmaster, Debbie, over 50. The woman the women in it, they were my friends from the neighborhood, over
Yeah.
50.
I was going to ask, was everyone who filmed someone in your life that you knew
Yes.
already?
Yes.
Yeah.
The woman who played Queen G is a friend. She's also a SAG actress. She was the only SAG actress.
Wow.
Yes, but she also is a friend that I met through the film festival. A lot of the crew I met through the film festival. In the independent, in the smaller counties like Nassau County, there's a tight knit group, and and also we're friends with a lot of the folks in New Jersey. I know the Garden State is a big one in film festival, and I know a lot of people there. There's a lot of support in this community, also in the independent film community, which means a lot to me. So yeah, we had the core producers were about 6 women. They ranged from ages 62 at the time, really representing all different groups, BIPOC, LGBTQ. The crew itself was multi-gen, and that was important to me because
Absolutely.
I learn a lot from my kids. I have a son also who's 24, and I learned a lot from them. And instead of going that route that I hear sometimes, well, that gen does this and that gen can't do this, I said, you know what? let's put us all together and let's do it together. So it's a multi-gen collaborative effort.
Yeah.
And primarily a female set, which I dedicate this to my daughter and all the daughters. I look at it as we are all daughters. We may not all be moms, we may not all be wives, but we're all daughters. It's finding your voice and standing in your power. And I don't look at it as an anti-anyone. It's just really a pro-women concept and a pro-women project in film.
Yeah,
Did
nothing
you
wrong
feel
with
that
that
as well? That it's just a
most
pro-woman?
definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
most definitely. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how was your personal experience, as a daughter and a mother shaped the EffYou 50's project? Like
Gosh, that's
your
such a great
relationship with
question.
your daughter and you being a mom, how has that?
Well, so much of it is dedicated to my mom. My mom, on my social media, I started social media, and it is a pattern, like in the old time patterns, buttermilk and Vogue. My mom used to make my clothes. Well, I'm one of 7. She used to make a lot of our clothes. And
Yeah.
that my social media has these 2 women talking about different things that really were not in women's favor. So there's a 70s vibe to it. Housecoats, just the kind of the embroidery of feel. And I really had my mom in mind when I was making this
When you're doing
and
it? Yeah.
dedicating it to her as well. With my daughter, I just learned so much from my daughter, and I'm just her biggest fan.
Yeah. It made me really think about, the whole multi-generational thing, like how things were for my mom and then how things were for me as a mom and then how things are now for my daughter.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. And it's progressing where our daughters, there's just so much, there's in every generation, there's pros and cons. And I just see in my daughter's generation, there is an acceptance, body positivity. And we could use that. We could
Sure.
use the body positivity. And I wanted to hit on that. There was certain things that if you notice about when I was in the mirror and I'm, taking shots at myself, the hair, the belly. Sometimes when we're around women, I see my age, I see them doing that. Oh my God, the grays. Oh my gosh, the wrinkles.
We do it
We
every
do
time
it.
we get online to do this podcast. We look at ourselves. We start telling each other, "Oh, look at my lines in my forehead."
It's sort of like, why?
Right,
Right.
Right. The media played such a role in how we view ourselves and present ourselves. And that is one of the episodes, is how the media is telling us to erase wrinkles and why. Aging
Mhm.
should be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, we're told that that's wrong. Younger is it. That's, I think, deep inside the cells of years and years and years of being told to look a certain way and present yourself a certain way. And I do see the younger generation kind of breaking that, and that makes me happy.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
I agree.
I just want to let the audience know I have on a house coat, Trisha's EffYou 50's. She has a scene where you can explain a little better, Trish, but they're shopping for house coats and she uses the house coats. As I kind of felt like the house coat is like a metaphor for like the release of the restrictions that we place upon ourselves. And I think those are derived from society's perception of women.
100%.
So I think that in my mind, that's where you were trying to go with it. It's like almost like donning the house coat and, you know what? I'm going to put it on. It's comfortable. I like it.
We bedazzled them. We said, and that was, if you remember the line, it was, I'm going to buy this house coat for the women who came before us, but were led to believe their worth was behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was that sparkle tie and the sparkle, we bedazzled them and celebrated the house coat instead of trying to, again, say it's wrong, it's bad, it's this, it's that. Because do you remember maybe the nannies or your nannies and your aunts or your great aunts wearing house coats?
My Nana, my grandmother, she was one of 8, and there were only 2 boys, so there were 6 girls. My great aunts, they all wore house coats. They all wore them.
Yeah.
Love a house coat. I love a sweater.
Lori still wears
Absolutely rock a house coat.
My daughter, who's in her 20s, wears a house coat. We love the house coat. We have no problem. Will we go to Walmart in the house coat? Maybe, if it's the right day and we're in the right frame.
Tell you what she will do. She will walk around the neighborhood with her curlers in her hair.
Yes,
she will. Oh, yes, she will.
I sometimes dress like a hungover child. I mean, a hungover college kid. I'm out there with the pants on backwards, the hair like.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, I don't care either.
You know what? And that's the EffYou 50's too. I will touch on the house coats and why that was the episode. It was because I was trying to figure out, is this a documentary? Is this a series? Because when I went to UCLA, I had it as a 60-minute like dramedy with characters. Is this a parody? I mean, I love parody. I love SNL's parodies. They make me laugh. It's poking fun. It's showing the absurdity on things. When I heard that statement that was on national news by a very prominent news network that Nikki Haley was past her prime at 51, that's what I'm starting. And for whatever reason, house coats came into my head.
I love it.
Okay, now we got to roll it up and buy our house coats and just,
because that's how they pictured her at 51.
It was, that newscaster has come out and he said wonderful things. I think it was a live moment. And I think that it wasn't his best moment, but he has come out and has said terrific things about women 50 and older. So, we're all human. We all, can make a human boo-boo, on network TV. Now, not all of us, but
right.
Yeah. What I'm saying, it's not the yikes, the moment. It's the solution to it and how you react to it. And I think he reacted well and truly said what he had to say in apology form. But yeah, I looked at it as like, roll up your sleeves. It's time to put your house coat on, tissues in one pocket, candies in the other.
Candies in the other.
Trish, I have something to show you.
Pack your tissues.
In the pocket.
Yeah.
It's in the pocket.
Buy 2 house coats, free pack of tissues.
But there's nothing like being out all day, working, doing whatever you're doing with your clothes on. And there's nothing like coming home and putting on your house coat. Some people, it's sweats and a sweatshirt. Some people, it's a robe.
That's me.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. It's that, to me, it's
comfort,
that kind of, that release.
And I'm not going out.
Right.
That's it.
And I'm just going to be comfortable.
Bras off.
Yeah.
Bras
just
off.
fling it and you're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. And do you? And I remember that the nannies and the aunts used to go out and go to like the butcher every single day and buy the dinner, the roast or whatever they buy, and they go to the butcher. They'd have the house coat on and they put the coat over the house coat.
Yeah.
And the episode is called "Take the Coat Out of the House."
There you go.
So yeah.
I have a funny story. My mother, we went food shopping one time and it was winter and she put her coat on, and then we went to the food store and she got hot in the food store. She took her coat off and she had the dish towel. Because she put the dish towel on her shoulder. And I'm like, Ma. She goes, well, what are you going to do?
That's funny.
We laughed, but it was great. It was such a great moment.
So I got to share. We used to have this competition between classes, and you used to have to go, and I think of like that was something that happened to me. We used to have to go and audition. Now, this is in high school, and I go and I'm auditioning, and the captain of the football team's like, Trish, what's on your back? And I'm like, I don't know, what? And he's like this, and one of my friends pulls off a pair of underwear that was static clinging to my sweater.
Yeah, great.
Perfect. And that's when I learned, like, oh, well, you got to roll with it.
You got to roll with it.
Yeah, you got to roll.
You can hide in the corner or you can laugh it off.
So. Yes.
Yeah, static happens, right?
Static happens.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
so I wanted to ask you about your love of Bravo, because you've been actually to the clubhouse and you got to see Andy Cohen.
I did, and I got to meet Bobby Brady. Mike Lookaland? Mike Lookaland? Yes, Mike Lookaland. Barry Williams was walking by, and of course I'm screaming, "Hey!" And my friends are like, stop it, because it was just happened meeting someone in this industry at a film festival who worked there and got me tickets, and two of my friends went, and I did ask, of course I asked Andy, and he said, any question, Andy? And he picks me and and I said, when are you going to have the older ladies have a show? And he's like, have you been watching Roni, New York? House? And I was like, all right, touche, because that's when the old cast was on.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I was just listening to your podcast about last week's Salt Lake City.
Okay.
And I do agree with a lot what you have to say. And I'm going to say this. Did you watch this week's Salt Lake City?
I just finished it today.
I just finished.
I would love more moments like the Mary and the Angie K moment.
For sure.
Totally agree with you.
This is what
This is what we want to see.
Yes.
that's what I don't. It's like programming. This is what women are like. They care for each other. They lift each other up. I'm going to be honest. The tearing down it's just getting old.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
is
old,
very.
and it's been going on. In my personal opinion, I don't know how long you've been watching Bravo, but I've been watching
Bravo. Yeah.
So did you watch like OC like from the
I
beginning?
didn't watch OC, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, then New York, then Jersey. I watched Atlanta for a bit. Then I think someone pulled someone's wig off.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't watch that.
Yeah.
I don't like the getting physical. That's
Because,
I mean, I don't.
It didn't start out this way. It didn't start out like that. It was just affluent women from Orange County, California, who had friendships established. Not all of them were friends, but they were all connected in some way. And
Right.
and that's what it was. We just watched these lavish lifestyles.
And it's great to just, have that. You don't have to think TV, because we all need to kind of just chill out and just watch someone else's life for a bit. But it's gotten a little
Toxic.
Toxic, not even a little, a lot.
Yeah.
Where I'm watching, and I now don't watch a lot of them because of it, because of the toxic and the women making up stories about the other women and their businesses and their marriages,
Their husbands, their marriage,
It's
their
like,
kids.
ladies, don't go there.
Right.
It's middle school. It gives off middle school. These
Yes.
are mature women with careers, with families. It just, like you said, we watch these from the very beginning because we like the family dynamics. We like the touching moments. I love to see the scenes with the children. I like to see them interacting as family. I mean, New Jersey started as family with the Manzos.
100%.
And then,
Right.
and that's what we loved. And it's not that anymore.
No,
and even
not. And it's sad.
it is sad. And we pretty much say that every week. Like we miss the real moments. We're tired of the backstabbing. We're tired of the overproducing.
Right.
It's like we just want to
Everybody's
see.
producing themselves.
Yes.
And then the social media fights, like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
I'm guilty of getting into a few of those.
I mean, well, guilty. But I even have.
Just don't ask me about Teresa because I have very strong opinions.
Don't ask me. It's, what I'm not going to say which housewife, but I would say to my husband, the one who was just helping us technically, and I would say, can you get me 5 minutes in a room with blah, blah, blah? Because I just want to yell at her.
Mm-hmm.
For my birthday, like that was my birthday present. And I'm like, that's not good either.
Wouldn't that be great if we could send them cameos of us telling them exactly what we think of them?
God.
That'd be great.
That's great business. Why don't we start that?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, edit this out so we can do this and nobody knows about
And
it.
nobody takes it.
You want to hear a funny story? So I was with a friend of mine and we went to LA for this expo. And while we were there, she's also a huge Housewives fan. She said, let's go to Sir restaurant and let's go to Tom Tom because, she watches the Housewives like I do. So her and I, we go to Sir and we see, who do we see in Sir? We saw a couple of people, but then we go to Tom Tom and Lisa Vanderpump's son, Max, is at Tom Tom. We saw Tom Sandoval, we saw Tom Schwartz, but Lisa's son, Max, is there. And my friend has very strong opinions about the way Lisa Vanderpump conducts herself. So she is telling her son, Max, so she says to Max, like, you need to tell your mom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Get
like,
kicked
you
out of here.
We're going to kick us out.
You can't say that. Do it. Like, this is his mom. Like, this is his mom.
Yeah.
Did he receive it? Like, was he?
No, he did not receive it. He did not receive it. And as a matter of fact, someone like from Tom Tom like went over and like moved us away from. Yeah, I bet she was just like,
Wow.
It just
what?
Security.
Security.
You have Meredith's that voice.
Oh my God! Right.
To the waiter who was just
Yes.
bringing them water.
Yeah.
But I never laughed so hard. I'm like, what are you doing? He's not going to go tell his mother what you think. Like, stop.
All right. Flew to LA, went to Villa Blanca. Another time, went to Hump. Happened to be in Saks Fifth Avenue, walking around like, all right, I'm not going to be able to buy any of this. Who do I see? Lisa Vanderpump.
Really?
And I'm like this, running across the store. She got 10 dogs with her. And I said, Lisa, I flew across the country to go to Pump tonight. And she goes, she's so smart. She goes, okay, I'll see you there. So I go to Pump, and I'm like, is Lisa here? We spoke today. We spoke earlier. Yeah, she knows I'm coming.
She's
And they're
expecting
like,
me.
Yeah. And they're like, no, she's not here. And I'm like, no. She said that's her go-to to get, all right, I'll see you there later. And
That's
fun.
funny.
And Summer House. You girls watch Summer House?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
Wait till you hear this.
Oh, I can't wait.
We always, my husband and I, are watching Summer House, and we always wanted, I'm like, you know what I want? I want to be a background at the parties. You know, when they like open the gates
Absolutely.
and all the extras come in. Oh, we're out in the South Fork of Long Island is Montauk, where it's Montauk, the Hamptons and Montauk. And my husband says, you want to go find the Summer House? And when he said that in Facebook, it popped up that Kyle was DJing literally 3 miles away from us. And we went, and someone came up to my husband and said, are you Jesse Solomon's father?
That is so funny.
And we were there. They all came in and filmed. And it's
that's
on,
great.
It's on yes. And I talked to Carl, and I just let him know how proud I was, like doing the mom, like, way to go.
Yeah.
We're proud of you, keep it up because
he
your
did the
voice
right thing.
matters. Your voice matters, and
Yeah.
your sobriety matters to a lot of us.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
thank you for sharing your voice. So I'll send you those pictures. But I'm like, I manifested that, and I got it.
You did.
So
That's
I'm
great.
going to manifest a lot of things going forward.
That's awesome. So Kyle was DJing at Jenkinson's by us in Point Pleasant. And Kelly and I did not realize it until it was Memorial Day weekend.
It was the Friday morning. Jenkins,
Friday morning.
They start at like 7 a.m. or some crazy hour.
Okay, it's like the beach party.
Yes.
Yeah, and I get it.
But we were at work, and then we're sending screenshots to each other.
And we're like, oh my gosh, we should have been there.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Yeah,
This year we know that we'll take off just in case somebody.
Yes, we will definitely take off. My sons used to work at Jenkinson's, and they were security there because I have three boys, and the older ones worked there. So one time my son texted me that the Housewives are here filming. So Kelly and I were like, oh my gosh, we got to dress. We got to go. Because it's, 6 miles away. So we get dressed. We run to the boardwalk. He's like, oh, they're gone. I'm like, what?
Just missed them.
We did.
Just missed them.
They're filming everywhere. There's filming going on everywhere.
I
Yeah.
know. We do know where they film, and I don't want to say stalk, but we do try and make
We hunt.
reservations.
We
Or
don't
we
call it
hang
stalking.
out.
We call
Where
it
it
housewife
tracks?
hunting.
Yes.
It tracks. Is that
Yeah.
Is that Jersey where everything happens at
The
tracks?
Rail House. Oh,
The
no,
Rail
the
House?
Rail. Rails. Yeah, that's up
Rails,
north.
right,
That's up
right.
north. So we
That's
go to
in
the
your- yeah.
place. Yeah, we go to the places down the shore. Like there's a place in Bayhead they like to go to, Charlie's.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have met the Jersey Housewives. We've met Melissa. We've met Danielle. We've met Rachel.
We have not met Margaret
I have not met Marge. We met
or Teresa, and I have no interest, but we have met
Dolores. Yes, we met Dolores at Beacon 70. We also had an inside track there that she was there for brunch. So we got dressed really quick and we ran there to meet her.
It's like not house hunting, it's housewife hunting.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
That's what we do.
That's funny. But that's your job. I mean, it's part
Yeah.
of your biz.
That's what we
So
tell
I-
our husbands.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I would use that one too. Yeah, it's just more positive stories. I mean, that with Angie K and Mary and just
Oh,
looks on their faces, I felt that.
Yeah.
I do
And-
too.
I want more of that. So
I do too.
if Andy is watching this, the podcast, then you know what? Listen to us four ladies. I think maybe changing it up a bit for kinder, gentler, and funny. Just be funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Joy. And,
Yeah.
and
And I
don't need to be dressed up in like cuckoo outfits either.
No, we
and I
also
think that-
love. Go ahead.
This is the problem with the new New York. You have good, successful, genuine women on the show, but you're not focusing on anything they're doing, to be those women. You're
Right.
focusing on the cattiness
Yeah.
and
I agree.
and we say it every week. We blame the producers. They're not
Well-
focusing on the right things with these women.
I agree with you. And I think that they might need to pivot,
Yes.
as Ross would say, because I know I'm getting a little bit fatigued from it.
Yes.
Well, you know what I
Agreed.
think, Trish? I think that they need you as the producer.
Mm.
All right.
you go.
Yeah. You know what?
There you
It's-
go.
Well, like Andy says, like when he's in the clubhouse and on Watch What Happens Live, he says to the ladies, like, if you're feeling like mad, like if so-and-so's feeling mad at so-and-so, lean into that. Lean into it. He wants them to lean into it. He wants them to get the drama going and the cattiness. And I
That's
think
not a great portrayal of women.
No,
we
it's
say
not.
this all the time. I mean,
No,
women
it's-
are so much more than that. Like
we're
our
not beating
relationship, there's
friends
so
up.
much more.
I'm not trying to, take my friend's business down and calling, Alibaba,
Yeah.
it's like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
and
is a
Carol
lot.
Radziwill said it best. She said Andy is as rich as he is off the backs of all these women. And she's 100% correct.
Yeah. And you know what? Carol was one of my favorites.
Me too.
I like that kind of smart, it's middle, not the one who's up here, but not the one who's not doing anything.
Right.
Carol kind of had to keep the glue of the crazy.
Yes.
She was good at that. And, you find that in a couple of different of the, like I find Heather is that for Salt Lake. I find that like Garcelle does that, I think, in Beverly Hills. And I think Boz is just like, what the heck did I stumble on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid, what's going on here? This is a
Yeah.
very accomplished, smart woman. And she's, looking at someone texting someone else's husband, like, wait, what is this?
yeah,
Did
what
you
is
watch
going
this week's
on?
episode? The poor woman's trying to recover from surgery and they keep knocking on her door,
The door.
trying to
Right.
recruit her to be on the other side.
Yeah.
Like, let the
It's
woman
crazy.
heal, for crying out loud.
Yeah. She's like, ow, ow. I know. I mean, it's, and Bronwyn, ooh, that
Yeah.
I feel cringe for her.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Is it worth to put your husband's secrets out?
I know.
Yeah.
It's,
I always
Like,
say it's
that
to me,
wouldn't be worth it to me.
it seems like a really crappy way to make a living.
Yeah.
I
being a housewife. It just doesn't. I'd rather just sit here in my little 3-bedroom ranch
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
no drama.
I would not welcome that drama, and I would not, they're being an actor or actress. I would get postings for reality, they come, it's like a scroll and I'm like, nope. I just couldn't, even if I watch it, I just would not participate in like what you give up. I honestly feel you don't get back what you give
put
up.
out.
What you
No,
put out, what you're giving up, your family, your kids, your secrets.
everything.
I don't know.
Now, if you
How
did,
much money is worth that?
right.
Right.
If you were interested, do you think your husband and your kids would have wanted to
Supportive?
participate, or
No.
do you think they would have been like, absolutely not?
No.
Yeah, I
No.
don't think my family would
No.
want to participate at all.
Especially my kids. They're
Right.
like,
Yeah, no.
yeah, nope. I don't, they're, no,
Yeah.
No.
yeah.
So one of the things we always talked about that we liked was when we first started doing this, Lori didn't watch Bravo. She wasn't a Housewives fan.
Mhm.
So Kelly and I the three of us would walk through the neighborhood. We really started walking a lot during COVID because there was nothing else to do. We literally are neighbors. Like we are one house away from each other.
Mhm.
Like that's how close of neighbors we are. And Kelly and I would be talking about Housewives, and Lori's always like walking ahead. So then we'd bring our kids with us to walk with Lori so that Kelly and I could talk about Housewives.
It's really shut up about that.
When we first started this, Crappy Lake came on. So we said, you've got to watch, like Lori watched Crappy Lake. And we loved Crappy Lake. I did. I loved everything about it. I don't know if you saw it, but
I didn't watch it.
it was
So cute.
Luann and Sonia. It was fun. It was just fun and entertaining. It was like
No
mindless
fighting.
humor. There was no
Right.
fighting.
No fighting.
Like I felt they were going to expose two women over 50. I felt like Luann and Sonia were going to have to, like, we have to really bring it. We have to do these absurd things to get viewers. And that's why I was like,
You didn't watch it.
I didn't
Well,
watch
I mean,
it.
Luann does her cabaret show, which is very successful.
And I would go to Luann's cabaret show.
I would too. I would too. And, Sonia, listen, I think Sonia and Luann have a very good dynamic. I think that they're like frickin' frack.
Yes.
And it was innocent. It wasn't, I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was exploiting them. I think that they were having fun.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I think that they were helping the town. I mean, they did help the town. It brought the town tourism. And I really wanted to see them, do another season. I know it was the same production company that did A Simple Life. And then Paris and Nikki decided that they all of a sudden want to do their second Simple Life. So the other one got axed. But I said what I would have loved to see is the people that they met in Crappy Lake to bring them to New York and show them the New York side, kind of like they did with like that show Wife Swap, where you would take people and put them in a different environment.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that side of it,
Yeah. Is Crappy Lake really a lake? Is it called Crappy Lake?
It's a town.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny.
It was
Yeah.
it was really cute.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it because
should.
that's the reason why I didn't, because I'm like, they're
Yeah.
going to make them do all this crazy stuff.
No, it wasn't.
No, I mean, they had jobs to do while they were there. They had things to accomplish in a certain amount of time, but it was not exploitive.
No, it was not.
Then.
Yeah, it was cute.
Because that's what I want. I want to be entertained. I don't.
Yes.
Sometimes one of my go-to when I'm, voicing my opinion is so-and-so is not entertaining or entertainment. So-and-so's behavior is not entertainment. That's it. But I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm not, taking a poke at her looks or anything like that. Just that it's not entertainment when they're so mean.
Right.
Yeah.
They're nasty. That's no
When
good.
it gets too dark, it's just not, like you said, it's not entertaining anymore.
Right.
No. But I wanted to let you know, I love your tattoo.
Oh, and it's real.
I
What
love
does it
that.
say?
I saw that on one of your social media posts. She has it
says
on the
the-
inside of her wrist.
EffYou 50's.
And it's in
I love
that
it.
great
Yeah.
like typewriter font. It's really
Right.
cute.
It's funny because when I was working, that it was the first time I ever wrote a script.
I
Wow.
didn't know that.
First time I ever wrote a script. I've read scripts, but I've never wrote one, and it's a process, and it's so. I went looking for someone to help me, online script writing, and I stumbled across the writer coach. Okay. And I reached out to him and said, I'm looking for someone. I have to write a script. It's probably 14 pages. It's a page a minute usually. So it's 14 to 20 pages of, the runtime of the show is 20 minutes. I wound up being interviewed by him to see if he'd take me on. And I'm telling him the story, and he's a guy from Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn. I was in LA. Now I'm here, and on the East Coast. So I said, you might get this. It's like the women go buy house coats. And he goes, Trish, my mother wore a house coat. My wife was the only one who could pick it out for her. She knew exactly what to get her. This was Roger S.H. Schulman, who is the Oscar-nominated co-screenwriter of Shrek.
Wow.
Who coached me. And
Nice.
how I got there, how I stumbled, even your podcast came in my feed on Facebook. So your Facebook ads are working. And that's how I would see it.
Yeah.
Just wound up in my path. And he writes the testimonial on my Facebook page. On my website. It's like this, one of seven from Long Island, New York, grew up in a cape, a 1,200 square foot cape, is working with an Oscar-nominated. He coached me. He can't write because of, WGA, Writers Guild. But
Right.
He coached me and he took me to the next level. He helped me get to the next level. He coached me to the next level.
That's awesome.
And
That's amazing.
I
Yeah.
also got to tell him, this is a fabulous little note. I also got to tell him because, as you know, when, we have the minivans with the VCR player for the kids to watch the TV at the
Yeah.
back, and it was a saving grace. And when Shrek came out, I put it in. My son was like 1, my daughter was 3 or maybe 2 and 4. And I would ride around town in the Windstar with Shrek playing. I never physically saw Shrek at that time. I listened to it. And I would be in the front seat laughing. And I said, that's a testimony to you, Roger, and the writing team of how wonderful you wrote. And of course, the actors saying the words. But I would be hysterical laughing in the front. I couldn't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And I got to tell the writer. And that's like, okay,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
done. You know what?
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yep, I hit my mark. I hit my
Yeah.
quota. I'm done, but I'm not done. So I'm still pitching the series, and we'll see where it takes it. I submitted to a series fest. It's the big series fest in Denver, and we'll see what happens. And I
Okay.
also submitted to pitch. The pitching, this part of the business is now what I'm concentrating on, is pitching and moving the project forward.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
How many episodes do you have?
I have only filmed 1, but I have an outline of 8.
That's
And
Okay.
the number 2 is, and it could have been a filmed, my girlfriends from high school, we get together at my house around my island, and every one of them is like, that guy, remember that guy? He went out with that girl.
Uh-huh.
They lived on that street. We can't remember the nouns.
But everybody
I-
knows who the other one's talking about.
Yes. And I'm like, this is an episode.
Absolutely.
And so that's menopause brain. Where have my nows gone?
I like
How
it.
the seasoned gals, which I call us, women of a certain age, we're seasoned to perfection, and we still have a lot to offer. That's the whole thing, is that we still have our knowledge. We ran households, we're still running households, worked outside the house. We there's nobody can multitask like a mom.
No.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That is
So
cold, hard fact.
yeah, and a lot of people, like I said, I coined the phrase the EffYou, and a lot of people started. I knew I wasn't alone. Let's just say that from Facebook, from people on Facebook and friends, and told, yeah, I'm getting there. I don't care. My mother-in-law said I looked fat. I was like, who cares what you think? Like, you finally got to the point where we're using our voice and saying, no, sorry, you can't say that to me. Healthy
Right.
boundaries. And I love when I see the younger girls get there quicker.
Yes.
Yes. That's very satisfying.
Yes. So we'll see where it goes. I don't know. I didn't even know I'd get this far.
Yeah.
And I would walk in my house and I'd be like, what the heck do I think I'm doing? Is that my mom? And then, but the doubt voice was loud, but the confident voice was louder. And there was a lot of times I wanted to say, all right, I'm done. Oh, no, it's going to rain. I'm not going to do it then. Just make up any excuse not to do
Sure.
it.
Any excuse.
And there was something inside me said, nope. And it was my age and me being the EffYou 50 saying, no. How can you not live the life that you're telling and you have on your wrist. How can you not do that?
Yeah.
And you have to do this. And I did. And it was a great ride. And I love every minute of it. And that's
Good
what
for you.
I want all of us, as you girls are doing this podcast, gals, no one's calls girls, gals are doing this podcast. This is fun, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
This is what we say every week. Like,
Right.
because, you know, social media, people could be terrible.
Horrible.
Right.
But we're still having fun. We're
Right.
having fun.
And
We're watching these shows anyway. We're drinking wine anyway.
Right.
We would be hanging out with each other at our houses anyway. This is what we're
Yes.
doing because
And
it's fun.
I say, you know what? We don't take criticism from someone we wouldn't take advice from. Live by that. You know, if you
It's a
get
great
some
motto.
bad criticism on social media, just like listen.
We laugh. We laugh.
Yeah,
I
Hysterical.
totally laugh. We have a couple, and it's interesting thing is they're mostly males.
Yes,
There's a
we have some
couple
men.
Really?
male trolls that feel the need to comment on our looks.
Yes.
They
Oh my God, I'd have a freaking field day with that.
They call us hags. There's one guy who keeps telling me that I need to wear makeup. I look like I'm anemic. And I'm just like, give me.
Oh, we laugh so hard.
This is what I'm saying to those trolls. Bring it, boys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. And
You've
the
gotta be
funniest thing
kidding
is
me.
they don't even show their faces.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's bad. That's
Mhm.
disgusting.
But
Yeah.
we do have a lot of fun with the podcast, and we do some other things besides Housewives, and it's a lot of fun. We have a good time with it, and I think it's very good for all of us.
And it's you know, I don't know how, you know, the kids seem like they're about my kids' ages. You still, you know, maybe they're starting to move out or what have you, but it's your turn. It's your time.
Yes.
It's mommy's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Why not? Instead of just, you know, looking out for the mailman, do a podcast, you know,
Yeah.
write a script, do a movie, celebrate what you did. I mean, the women if you watch the film, the women, there was a panel of women. One was a doctor of nursing. One was a lawyer. One was a psychotherapist. All my friends. Psychotherapist got her degree at 48. The doctor of nursing got her doctorate in her 60s. She goes,
Wow.
she and the lawyer started her practice in her mid to late 30s. Also had kids first, raised the kids. And I wanted that part to be part of this series because sometimes you don't know what you're going through. And I literally went to the nurse practitioner, who was my nurse practitioner, and I said, I'm getting this kind of you know, I don't care what that one says. And I coined it the EffYou 50's. She says, well, you know, scientifically, you know, your estrogen is decreasing, but your testosterone is becoming more prominent in your body. And I literally said this to her. I said, this is what it feels like to be a guy. This is effing great. And I said the full word.
There you go.
Right there. And I knew. I said, this is, you know, we're having a transformation. And look at Hollywood. New York Times just wrote, Hollywood's having a hot flash. Look who the it girls are. It's Jean Smart from Hacks, Michelle Yeoh, Jamie Lee Curtis. They're doing a remake of The Golden Girls.
Yes. Tina Fey.
Amy
Maya
Poehler.
Rudolph.
That's going to be great.
So the ladies who were rocking it, you know how Hollywood always said it was an it girl. The it girls are over a certain age, and they are getting. What about Matlock? Kathy
Right,
Bates
with
at
Kathy
Matlock.
Bates, right.
It's these shows are. It's our time, and I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad you stumbled upon us, so we got a chance to talk to you. And,
Yeah,
and,
this was
you know,
great.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I'll come talk Housewives.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll
Oh,
give
yeah,
a talk.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if people want to follow you, where do they go?
You know, let's go with my website, which is TrishAppello.com, TrishAppello. It has all my social media links. Things are happening in social media. One might be going, people might be leaving one.
Right.
So I'm kind of just sitting tight on social media. We are posting, but we are on Instagram, Facebook, and we were going to do TikTok, but we're not sure if we're doing TikTok because it might not be there on Sunday.
Give it a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm kind of waiting to everything just, simmers down, and then we're going to launch a really fun campaign. And what it is these women who are wearing house coats, and it's like one of these old time patterns, and they're saying things to each other. They're having a conversation, and the conversation is, did you know that women couldn't get a credit card until 1973 without their husband co-signing. Or a male co-signing, or their father co-signing? And the other woman responds, oh, and they also couldn't get a mortgage either. Just simple things. So like 70s wasn't that long ago.
No.
I was around.
I saw that on your social media. I loved it.
So we're continuing on that path. And that's EffYou 50's, TheEffYou, TheEff. I forgot. Wait, hold on.
YOU.
YOU. 50, and then an S. That's why I said go to TrishAppello.com, and we have all our links.
And we'll put your website in our...
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm going to put yours. I already tagged you on my Facebook page, and I'll definitely share and promote your podcast as well.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
I loved your
not a problem.
Your little skit thing where you were doing thing as if you were working in the grocery store.
You saw?
I
okay.
loved that.
That was early on. I appreciate that because I love that one too.
That's great.
That's the one.
That would be me if I worked at Chick-fil-A.
And because we all met that woman. We've all met that woman at the grocery store who's telling us, "No, you don't want to buy that. No, you don't need that.
Yeah.
You getting more donuts? No, come on. You don't need all those donuts."
It's great. I love it.
We've met that woman.
Yes, I love it.
Or maybe we're related to that woman.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I thought that was great.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that, Lori.
That was great.
I like seeing. That's why I reached out. I saw women who they look like we can all be girlfriends and neighbors and friends and Jersey. I'm from New York.
Yeah.
So
we're neighbors.
Yeah,
of
we're
the
neighbors.
same tribe. Of the same tribe. Most definitely.
Yes, the Northeast.
Yeah.
So.
All right, good. So it was great to meet you. We really enjoyed
you
having you on.
Yes,
And
I'm looking forward to
all
the
best. I mean, I'm really excited to see what happens.
And let's keep on saying women support women. Let's
absolutely.
We don't need to ruin each other's with our Chanel earrings on.
No,
right. And our Gucci. No. It's like either you're wearing Chanel or Gucci, and you have to say it too. It's like
for sure.
Chanel, it's like, come on, ladies. It's
there's a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Look, just wear the schmata house coat, and you're good. You don't need
schmata and a necklace. You're good. You're good to go.
Look, I have some nice hoops on.
Yes, I see.
That's good.
You be dazzled. You be dazzled.
Absolutely.
I need to find a black house coat because that's my
what you
go-to.
wear.
That's all I.
Yeah,
I would find you. I have pets, so black.
I'm like a widow from the 60s.
Yeah. Remember that? Yeah, they always had to wear black. I mean, for a year. I mean, what's her name? Had to wear black for a year. Scarlett O'Hara. She had to sit in the corner and wear black for a year. Yeah.
You have to be.
My mother just told me that when her grandmother passed away, they couldn't put the TV on for a week. She's like, a week?
Yeah.
We couldn't watch TV for a week. I'm like, well, that wouldn't last an hour in my house.
No.
So I'm sorry to tell you, Mom, when you pass, nobody's turning devices off.
Right. I remember during like Good Friday, we couldn't watch TV and we had to sit quiet on the couch for 3 hours. But that was probably my mother's favorite day, with 7 kids.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, lovely meeting all of you. And I hope this is just the first of many meetups. And let's keep in touch.
We definitely will.
All right. Take care.
All right. So thank you for watching and listening to We Wine Whenever. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.